Hey there, it's Kat Dunn here. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to make sure that your course gets accepted by corporations, businesses, schools, nonprofits, and does not get rejected on site. We're going to be talking about how to use artificial intelligence to make sure that you are meeting standards with your premium level courses so that you can actually offer them, get them licensed to businesses, to schools, to nonprofits. And why do you want to do that? You want to do that primarily because businesses, schools, and nonprofits pay in full, they pay upfront, and they typically pay for the year, if not longer. And for those of you all who are new to me, I am Kat Dunn, an instructional designer of over 20 plus years. And I own an agency where we built courses for some of the most recognizable brands in the world, including Walmart, Verizon, Uber Eats, Ocean Spray, the federal government, countless schools, and nonprofits. So we know a thing or two about what corporate entities are looking for when it comes to premium level courses, premium level training. So if you have been thinking about offering your courses internationally, or you've been thinking about offering your courses to businesses, offering your courses to schools, offering your courses to nonprofits, then this is exactly where you want to be. I want you to take some notes while you are here, and feel free to check the links around this particular video where you can join me for free for 10 days, where I'm going to be walking you through in detail what businesses are looking for. We're even going to take a look at an application for a premium marketplace where you can offer your courses. And we're going to go through so that you can see exactly what they're looking for when it comes to courses for corporate. Courses for corporate are definitely going to be different than courses for consumers. Consumers don't necessarily have the same standards as businesses, as schools, as nonprofits, because they're looking for the information, they're looking for community, they're looking for certain things that businesses are just not necessarily looking for. They don't need it. What they need is transformation for their staff, for their leaders, for their admins, for, whoever it is that they're wanting to up level and train. And they primarily want to upskill their employee base so that they can meet their fiscal goals, so that they can meet their monetary goals, so that they can be profitable, which is their goal. Okay, so for schools, their motivation is a little bit different. Schools want to make sure that they can meet their goals in order to get funding, in order to meet standards that are put in place and for students all around all around the country. Okay, and in some instances, all around the globe. Some of you are wanting to offer your courses to international markets. And so if you're wanting to do that, you have to make sure that your course is meeting international standards for how you're actually going to deploy your courses. So today we're going to be talking about how to make sure that your course does not get rejected on site, especially if you're wanting to offer your courses to businesses, you're wanting to offer your courses to schools, you want to offer your courses to nonprofits. They are not going to accept your course that you have sitting over on Teachable. They are not going to accept your course that you have sitting over on Thinkific or Kajabi or any of those platforms. They're not going to accept it. And in some ways, it's not because they're being hoity-toity. It's because they cannot accept it. They cannot accept courses that are sitting over on Teachable because it is not compliant. Okay. Those are consumer platforms. Those are consumer level platforms that have consumer standards. And the consumer, quite frankly, just does not require as much as a business. They don't require what a school or a nonprofit will require when it comes to when it comes to courses and training programs. They are going to be looking for courses that meet professional standards. Now, if you just want to offer your courses to the regular everyday consumer, you can absolutely do that, right? And then you can sell your course for $100 or $50 or $17, whatever it is. But if you're wanting to offer your course at premium prices, right? Where you're getting mortgage money and not just lunch money, right? If that's what you're looking for, then you want to actually be offering your courses to businesses. You want to be offering your courses to schools. You want to be offering your courses to nonprofits. They are the ones who are going to be writing the big checks, okay? And so I want to help you to get those kinds of opportunities. It doesn't mean that you cannot still offer your course to consumers. If that's what you want to do, by all means, do that. But I'm going to recommend and suggest to you that you also look to offer your courses at premium levels so that you can get paid in full and upfront from businesses, schools, nonprofits that already have a budget in place for premium courses. They already have a budget in place. They already have their agenda, and they're just looking for the right program to fit what it is that they're wanting to achieve. Now, what we do know is that businesses, corporations right now, they are looking to upskill their employees. That is their primary goal right now. Their employees need to be upskilled. They need to increase their skill level. So if you can help businesses, if you can help schools, if you can help nonprofits to increase the skill level of their employees, you're going to be in a really good position. Okay, so that means if you can help them with anything from artificial intelligence, digital marketing, if you can help them with leadership skills, customer service skills, trauma-based solutions for people who have been through trauma-based situations, that's going to be really at a high premium. Technical skills at a high premium. So, and programmatic skills. So if you know something specific to your industry and you can help them to up level the skills of daycare workers or nurses or teachers, firefighters, it really doesn't matter. If you can help them to up level those skills, those are going to be considered in high demand, right? In high demand right now. So how do we get our courses to a place where they are considered premium, where they are considered high level? Well, we want to make sure that we are offering courses that don't just look pretty, okay? With artificial intelligence tools right now, can you make your course look pretty? Yes, you absolutely can. Tools like Gamma, tools like Typeset, tools like Beautiful.ai. You absolutely can use those tools to make your course look pretty. And pretty, what you need to know, does not equal professional. It doesn't equal professional. See, that's where a lot of people get tied up. They think that if they just put their topic in ChatGPT and it spits out some kind of outline and you throw it into some kind of platform, that that is going to make the course, quote unquote, professional. Okay. No, it's just going to be organized information that looks pretty on the page. But it doesn't mean that it's actually going to teach anybody anything. It doesn't mean that the dots are going to connect for the learner. It doesn't mean that there isn't too much information on the page and you're not overloading your learner and stressing out their cognitive load. Okay, so cognitive load is really the amount of information that your brain can take in and process at a rate that is not going to overtax the brain. Okay, so the higher maybe the technical skill that's involved in your course, the higher the potential is for the cognitive load. So with a lot of these AI tools and platforms and things like that, they're not thinking about cognitive load. They're not thinking about that. Why? Because it is for a consumer audience. Consumer audiences are not really as concerned with consumer load. Why? Because they can take the course whenever they want. They can take the course whenever they want. They can start, they can stop, right? And there really isn't a extreme sense of urgency for most consumers. Now, juxtapose that with people who work in corporate, people who work for schools, people who work for businesses, people who work for nonprofits. They better get up to speed and get up to speed fast. They have a high sense of urgency to get the information and be able to process it quickly. So companies that are looking for courses, businesses that are looking for courses, schools that are looking for courses, nonprofits that are looking for courses, they're looking for courses that are going to transform the learning quickly, that are going to help the learner to process that information efficiently and effectively. And if they are able to do that, then they're going to see your course as if it, hey there, nonprofit expert, how you doing, honey? They're going to see your course as beneficial to their workforce. Okay, so remember that when you are offering your courses to corporate, they are looking for efficiency. They are looking for a course that actually is going to help them to upskill their workforce quickly. And if your course cannot do that and it just looks pretty, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to get you where you want. And they're going to be looking for that. They're going to say, wait a minute, does this course actually teach someone something, or is it just information that looks pretty? A lot of you all are really concerned with whether or not it looks pretty on the page. And a lot of that pretty on the page and cute on the page is not going to cut the mustard. It is not going to get past the standards that are in place for premium level courses. For example, all right, one of the compliances that you have to meet is called WCAG. That is the compliance having to do with the ADA, which is federal law. That means that any business, any nonprofit, any school that has or gets any kind of federal funding, okay, or federal tax breaks, or any of those things having to do with the federal government, they are going to require any training to be compliant with the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. Okay, the WCAG guidelines fall under the ADA. That means that your training, your course must meet those accessibility standards. It does not matter how pretty it is on the page. They don't care. What they care about is whether or not they're going to meet those federal guidelines. Because if your course doesn't do it and they cannot meet those federal guidelines, they cannot accept your course. They cannot. Why would they? Because they can't use it. They can't use it. They're not going to get in trouble with the federal government because of your course. They're not going to do that. Your course has to be able to be seen, heard, and read by everybody. They have to be able to see it. They have to be able to hear it. They have to be able to read it. One of those three or a combination is even better. If your course can do that, then you're on the way to getting your course accepted by a company, a business, a school, a nonprofit. So that's why when you have all of these so-called guru people out here, or these people on social media telling you to just throw it into one of these AI tools, that is where you're going to get tripped up if you're looking to get the big bucks from companies, from schools, from nonprofits, because pretty is not professional. It does not equal the same thing. It doesn't equal the same thing. Making it pretty is just part of the picture. It just comes with it. They would rather your course be clean. They would rather it be transformational. They would rather it not stress people's cognitive load where you're giving them way too much information. They can't process it. They can't learn from it. They can't easily implement it within the job workforce setting. So those of you all who are looking to do workforce development courses, workforce development trainings, I want you all to hear me. Workforce development is a huge area of opportunity for you, especially in 2026. It is a huge area of opportunity for you. Workforce development. Can you help to upskill the employee base, the leadership base, the customer service team, the admin team? Can your course help them to do that? That is what they're looking for. But, they are looking to see if your course is going to upskill them efficiently, or did you just throw a bunch of stuff on the page? Okay, I'm going to give you all an example. There is a tool right now, an AI tool called Gamma. If you've heard of Gamma, put it down in the chat. Put it down in the chat. Just give me a yes cat in the chat if you've heard of Gamma. Gamma. Gamma is an amazing tool. I love Gamma. I love Gamma. It's an artificial intelligence tool that will automatically create presentations, websites, slide decks, all the things. I think it's really, really cool. I do. However, if you are wanting to use a tool like Gamma to produce these beautiful slides, these beautiful presentations, here's one thing you got to know. Gamma is going to load up that page with a bunch of words. Okay. And if you have used Gamma, then you already know Gamma is wordy. Okay. It is wordy. That is just what it does. That's just the nature of that tool. And that is okay for certain things. Okay. That is okay for certain things. What it's not okay for is turning around and saying, now I have a course. Gamma made me a pretty wordy presentation, and now I'm gonna call that a course. Ma'am, sir, please understand, your course will be rejected on site. On site. Number one, they cannot take a PDF from you. Okay? That you cannot give a company a PDF and call it a course and say, here's my course. They're gonna say, what I'm gonna do with this? What am I going to do with this? They're going to look at you like you're crazy. You cannot give them a PDF. Why? Because it's nothing but a picture. Their people who are visually impaired cannot read your picture because they can't see your picture. They cannot read your picture because they can't see your picture. So you cannot give them a PDF from Gamma and say, here's my course. Huh? And I know that a lot of you all don't know these things because people are out there giving all kind of misinformation. They're just telling you, throw it in this tool, throw it in that tool. And there you have a professional course. Ma'am, sir. No, you don't. You got pretty pictures on a page. That's what you have. And that's okay for some things. That's okay. But what it's not is a professional premium level course. That is not what it is. Okay? And because I know that a lot of you all do not know these things, I want to invite you all, listen, for 10 days, starting on next Monday, December 8th, we're going to be together for 10 days, absolutely free. I'm not charging a dime. I want to help people who need help with this, who say, you know what, Kat, I'm tired of playing around with this. I need to up level my course and I really don't know where to start. I don't know what companies are looking for. I don't know what's considered premium. I don't know what I need to do. I want to invite you. All you have to do is click the link around this video, whether you're watching this on YT, FB, IGTT, wherever you're at, okay? All you have to do is govern yourself accordingly, and you will be invited into my free 10-day community. And actually, we're getting started. You're going to get your pre-work starting tomorrow. Your pre-work is tomorrow. And for 10 days, we are going to be working on your premium level product. Okay? If to this point you have thought, all I have to do is throw it into chat or throw it into Nano Banana or throw it into Gamma or throw it into Typeset or throw it into Beautiful.ai or throw it in. It's going to get thrown back to you. And they're going to say, try again. That's not going to cut it. If you want the big bucks, you're going to have to step up your game. I'm just going to be honest with you. Anybody else can tell you whatever they want to tell you. I'm telling you right now, if you want the big bucks, you're going to have to step it up. I should put that on a t-shirt. Okay? I should really put that on a t-shirt. You're going to have to step up your game when it comes to offering your course to companies, schools, nonprofits. Now, they do pay. They pay in the thousands, tens of thousands. They do pay. But they're not going to pay for something that you just threw together in 30 seconds in ChatGPT. Can you use ChatGPT as a tool? Absolutely. Can you use the tools that I talked about? Absolutely. 100%. As a matter of fact, we'll be talking about that within the 10 days that we are together in a private community. We're going to be talking about that together. I'm going to show you how to use those tools properly so you don't get embarrassed. Okay? Not on my watch. Okay? I want you all to go into these rooms and have conversations with these professional people who know what it's supposed to look like. This is not the average consumer. Consumers, listen, you can pretty much put what you want in front of them. They really don't know the difference. But you start going into these nonprofits and these schools and these companies and these businesses, they know what it's supposed to look like. They know what questions to ask you about compliance, about accessibility, about SCORM, about all of the things that they're looking for in your course and whether or not it actually is able to transfer knowledge. So when you are having discovery calls and you're talking to these people who are making these decisions, or you're applying to these marketplaces, they're going to be asking you things that I don't want you all to be deer. I don't want you to be a deer in the headlights. I want you to say, you know what? I know exactly what they're talking about because I spent 10 days with Kat, the course builder. And now I understand. As a matter of fact, over that 10 days, within that 10 days, guess what we're going to do? We're going to literally go through one of those applications together. We're going to go through the application together. I'm going to show you what each one of those lines actually means in the application to a premium marketplace. Okay? In this marketplace, there are thousands and thousands of people who are looking for professional grade courses, but you have to apply. It's not a come one, come all type of thing. You do have to apply. But in order to apply, you got to know what they're talking about. So while we're in our 10 days together, starting on Monday, guess what? I'm going to go through that application with you. And if you choose to apply while we're in that 10 days, hey, listen, I want you to. That would be amazing. But we're going to go through it together so that you know what they're even asking you for. This is not the same as offering your course to consumers. Consumers are a lot less picky. You can throw something together in Teachable and offer it for 20 bucks. Okay? That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking to people who want to get thousands for their program, who are looking to license their programs for multi-year deals with businesses, with schools, with nonprofits. That's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who have a premium idea, who say, you know what, I can help a business to upskill, up level. I can help a company to up level their employees, their teams, their psychologists, their therapists, their daycare workers, their counselors, their teachers, whomever it is. I can help with workforce development. That is what is hot and popping right now. Can you help them upskill? They need nimble. They need quick. They need effective courses, premium, that are actually going to teach someone something and not just be pretty. Can AI make it pretty? Yes. Are they going to buy it just because it's pretty? No. That's not enough. It's not. Pretty is the minimum standard. That is the minimum. That is the bare minimum. Should it be aesthetically pleasing? Absolutely. Is that enough? No. It also has to be accessible. Seen, heard, read. Okay? Not just by people who have the ability to see or hear. It has to be seen, read, or heard by everybody. Otherwise, they cannot accept your course. Even if they want to, they can't. Okay? It has to be SCORM compliant. If you don't know what that is, join me for 10 days starting on Monday. We're getting started tomorrow. I'm going to give you your pre-work starting tomorrow. Everybody who's in there, you're going to start getting your pre-work tomorrow. And we are going to work for 10 days to up level your course. Make it premium. Take it from just pretty to premium. You got a pretty course? Great, bring it. So now we can get it licensed to a school, to a nonprofit, to a business. Bring it. Bring your pretty course that's not going to get accepted just because it's pretty, because AI spit it out. If that were true, how come everybody is not a gazillionaire? Huh? If that were true, how come everybody's course doesn't just get automatically accepted? Because pretty doesn't equal professional. Pretty doesn't equal premium. You've got an outline that you did in ChatGPT. Great. Congratulations. You have organized information. Great. It's a great start. Is it enough? No. Your course also has to be engaging. Engaging. Some of you all have boring, 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 boring courses. Boring. And nobody wants to give it to their people. Why? Because they know that boring courses don't get accepted. They don't get taken. They don't get finished. And they don't get implemented. They already know that. So you're coming to them with the same old 8 modules with 6 lessons, and they're like, give me something else. Wake me up when it's over. And you've got all of these amazing AI tools at your disposal, and your program is still boring. Why? Because you don't know how to use them. That's okay, because guess what? When you come to the 10-day up level with me, I'm going to show you exactly what tools to use. You don't have to learn all of them. You don't. I got 2 or 3, I promise you. 2 or 3 that will totally transform your course so that it is no longer boring. Now you've got their attention. Use AI the right way. Use it to create engagement. Use it to create accessibility. Use it to effectively teach, and not just to make it look pretty. Because that's not gonna cut it. That's not enough. Okay? That's bare minimum. And just like with a consumer market, you are competing against other people who have other programs. I want you to be competitive. I want, when people look at your course, your program, I want them to say, okay, this is different. This is engaging. This is fun. They're going to want to take this program. Some of y'all don't even want to take your own course. Some of y'all, you haven't seen your course since your course seen you. You haven't seen it. You don't even remember what's in it. You don't even want to look at it and take it. You bore your own self with your own course. Now listen, I didn't come to step on no toes today. I just came to help you. I want you to up level your course. Let's give it an upgrade. And you can do that. And we can do it in 10 days. Give me 10 days. Give me 10 days. Bring your pretty program and let's turn it into something that is premium so that you can license it to a business, a school, or a nonprofit. If you're new to me, I am Kat Dunn, also affectionately known as Kat the Course Builder across social media. My agency has built courses for some of the most recognizable brands in the world, including Walmart, Verizon, Uber Eats, Ocean Spray, the federal government, countless schools, and nonprofits. We know what they're looking for. And now I want to teach you. I want to show you what we have taught hundreds and hundreds of people in the over 10 years that we have been running our agency. People all over the world have joined our program, have learned from us, are licensing their programs and selling their programs to schools, to nonprofits, and to businesses. Premium level programs so that they can get paid in a premium way. So if that's you and you know that you need it, I want you to click the link around my bio. Hey, all to the best coach ever. Oh, thank you, baby. Mwah. Thank you, baby. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the hearts. Stephanie, trauma coach. Thank you, love. Listen, I want to help you. I want to help you just like Stephanie. Stephanie is amazing. She is one of our amazing mastermind members, and she is teaching how to overcome childhood trauma And she's teaching this to counselors, to teachers, to people all over the world who need to know how to, use trauma informed strategies to to empower children and families. And she was just recognized in Louisiana for the work that she is doing. And so I am so proud of her. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you, baby. I am so very proud of her and all of the mastermind members and hundreds of people just like you, I suspect, who have been wanting to, that you have some. Thank you for the hearts, baby. I appreciate you. You know that you have a program that is useful and needed in your industry. You know that you have it. You know that it is more beneficial than just to sit on Teachable, just to sit on Thinkific. I can testify that you're amazing. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, honey. Listen. I've been doing this a very, very long time, Thank you for the hearts, my love. And one thing I can tell you that I have seen over the years is that people who believe and know that they have a valuable skill and they step out and they say, you know what, I'm no longer going to be playing small. I'm no longer just going to try to do what other people are doing. I'm going to step out. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to say, you know what, a business needs this, not just a person, but a whole organization. And they step out like Stephanie and Dr. Tim and so many others, Dr. Kelly and so many others that we have worked with over the years to get their courses in companies, in schools, in nonprofits. They never regret it. They never, ever regret it. And so over 10 days, we are going to work together. And you are going to know what they know. You are going to be able to sit in a room with people who are interested in your course and your program, and you're not going to be embarrassed because you don't know what these terms mean. You're going to know what they mean by the end of the 10 days that we work together. You're going to understand hi, Bree. Hi, baby. Online sales growth. So happy I caught you live. I'm glad we caught each other live. Thank you so much for liking the live, my dear. I appreciate that. Tell me what your course is. Tell me what you're working on. I would love to know. I am telling you all, it is out there for you. And I've been doing this a long time. I've been an instructional designer for over 20 plus years, you guys. And I am telling you that I have seen a lot of money change hands. And not enough of those hands look like these hands. Not enough of them look like these hands. Okay. And so I promised myself when I started my agency that I was going to help as many people as I could to understand this side of the business. There are a lot of people out there who are trying to tell you how to sell courses in the consumer market using social media and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you're ready to up level your game, when you're ready to say, you know what, I'm ready to start playing bigger. I can offer my course to businesses, to whole organizations, to whole schools, to whole nonprofits. Then what? Then what? You can do it. You can do it. We work with nurses, digital marketers, teachers. It doesn't even matter what your niche is. There is an organization. And listen, remember when I was saying a few minutes ago about how the organizations are looking for quick solutions. They're looking for quick. They gotta pop. They gotta rock. They gotta roll. They can't sit there waiting for some template course off of Teachable. That's not going to help them. That's not what they're looking for. They need something that's popping. They need something that's now. They need something that speaks to what trends are going on right now. That's what they need. They need your program. They need yours. Okay? So I want to see you. All right. We get started tomorrow. Okay. Uh-oh. I hope you all can still see me. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut off this thing because it's telling me that I don't know what it's telling me. I don't even know what that means. But so go ahead, click the link around my bio. Oh, those of you all who are on IG, FB, and all the places, let me give you all. I'm not sure that I put that link over there, so let me make sure that you all have it as well. All right. Those of you all who are on TT, you all already have it. Okay. If you are on TT, you already have it. It's in my bio. All right. It's in my bio. Those of you all who are here. Okay. I just typed it there. Okay. Those of you all who are catching this on FB, YT, IG, or any other places, I just put it down below. Okay. All you have to do is request to get into the group. Okay. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do all those things. Just click and request to come on inside. All right. We get started tomorrow. And I cannot wait to meet you, to learn more about your program, your course, and for us to get started. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to let you all go. I have a 9 o'clock meeting, so I'm going to roll. But I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you over 10 days. And we're going to get this thing done. Okay. All right, you guys. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your day. And until then, stay on course. See you.